Hi,
Hi, Hi, how are you?
how are you? Good afternoon to you too.
Thank you. Thank you. How are you?
I'm fine, thank you. So is Bezat there too?
No, he's in a hospital, but he will join us.
Okay, good. So
Okay.
Shirin, have you had time to review the previous session?
Yes,
Okay.
yes,
Would you please start
this
the
morning.
review and if you have any questions?
No, review. The first one is if there is problem, we can use this sentence
Mm-hmm.
if something comes up.
Yes.
And for vaccine, we have used he
And of
got
course, I'm sorry,
vaccine.
you said problem because at that time we were talking about a problem. But if something comes up, doesn't necessarily mean problem. Okay, for example,
Mhm.
I need a job.
Mhm.
I'm unemployed. And you have a lot of
Mhm.
friends who need people to work for them. Okay, so I tell you,
Mhm.
Shirin, could you please help me find a job? And then you say, I don't have anything in mind right now, but if something comes up, I will let you know.
Uh-huh.
Okay, so
Uh-huh.
اگه موردی
Okay.
پیش بیاد. So this مورد
Mhm.
could be anything. It could be a problem. It could be about anything. Okay?
Mhm. Mhm. Yes. And for vaccine, we have used, for example, he got vaccinated,
Yes.
and the next one, attend the class. When
Mm-hmm.
I want to talk about take part in a class, I
Yes.
can use attend the class.
Yes.
And we talk about role model.
Mm-hmm.
Some famous people um, mm, who very attractive for among young people, and
Mm-hmm.
people wants to play
Mm-hmm.
or role like them.
No, no, no. Not or
And
role like them. Play like them or be like them. Be like them, not role.
play that.
And role model, Shireen, a role model is not
Mhm.
necessarily excuse me, a famous person. You could be a
Yeah,
role model for your daughter. I could be a role
yeah.
model for my, I don't know, friend. Okay? So
Mm-hmm.
anyone
Mm-hmm.
who is important to someone and people want to be like them can be a role model.
Okay.
Mhm.
And the next one, we started the question,
Mhm.
and instead of during the recent years or recently, we can use nowadays.
Mhm.
And you taught taught us
Mhm.
when we want to answer the question, we have used for past, like
Mhm.
used to, would to, and then
No, not
we
would
have
to.
to
We don't have would to. After would,
would.
we don't
Yeah,
have
used
yes.
to.
Mhm.
We used to would,
Mhm.
and we have to connect past to the present
Mhm.
with the present perfect and present perfect progressive
Yes.
tenses.
Very
And
good.
it's better to use passive structure, and also we
Mhm.
can talk about present and future.
Yes.
Um, and the next one is uh, um, to help,
Mhm.
the structure of help, to help someone with something.
Yes.
For example, I have helped my wife
Mhm.
with baking cakes.
Mhm.
And the next one is fulfilling. It's a nice word to express our feelings about something. It's a
Okay.
positive.
What was that? What was the word?
Fulfilling.
Aha,
Fulfill.
fulfilling. Fulfilling. The stress
Fulfill.
is on the second syllable. Okay. Fulfilling. Not
Uh,
full
yeah.
feeling. No. Fulfilling.
Mhm.
Would you please say it?
Yeah.
I want you to repeat it.
fulfilling.
Say it again. Put the stress on filling.
Fulfilling.
Fulfilling, yes, very good. Fulfilling.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And next one is, for example, I can say when I became a mother, since I became a mother,
Very good.
or since I gave birth to my daughter.
Yes.
It was the nice sentence that I wrote. And we talked about spring cleaning.
Yes.
It's a cleaning before Nowruz, and it's a common in Iranian house.
Okay, wait. You said it's common in Iranian house. First of all, you have to prove that was your sentence, right? You said it's common in Iranian house.
Yes, it's common.
Okay. You better pluralize it because you're talking generally about it. So Iranian houses. But it's better to say among Iranians. Okay? Among Iranians, not just the houses. And it's also there's also another word you can use, and that's practice. Practice. یک کار رایجیه is said like this. It's a common practice.
It's a common.
Let me type it.
It's a common practice.
This is something you can use for customs. The customs that we have. For example, it's a common practice to knock on a bowl with your spoon on چهارشنبه سوری. It's a common practice to jump over bonfires on چهارشنبه سوری. It's a common practice to set the haftin table on Nowruz. It's a common practice. Yes. Okay, was that it?
Yeah. And the two sentence
the two
to name,
yes.
or off the top of my head.
Yes, right.
And I practiced, and today during the question, I will use them.
Okay. Do you have any sample sentences? Have you made
for example, yes, there are a lot of choices, choices for me, for job, for excuse me. There are a lot of different types of exercise. To name a few, I can talk about squat and sit-up.
Very good, excellent. Okay, the other expression off the top of my head?
Off the top of my head, for example, someone asked me about children, and I answered off the top of my head, children need kindness and love.
Love. Off the top of my head. Children. Okay, when, for example, I ask you, what do children need, for example? You could refer to that. Okay, that is good. Okay, so you were supposed to study lesson 5 of grammar for IELTS. Do you have any question?
I don't have any question, but it's I got confused with the page of 94 when you
94
said about when you say about different form of if, for example, should and modal and as long as. I don't know how to use them, but I don't have question, but I have to work on them.
Yes, you have to
And
work on that. And also, a lot of the stuff that I talk about on chapter 5 is for general IELTS. Because in general IELTS, not academic, general, for task 1 of the writing, you have to write a letter. And the points I refer to are useful for letters. If you want to take the academic test, then you don't need that. Okay? And other than that, you don't have to use all the things that I talk about in the book. Okay? For example, chapter 4, I think, is for used to and would. Am I right? If you cannot use would properly, don't use it. Okay? Only and only use it for IELTS, only and only use things that you're sure of. Okay? If you have doubts about it, don't use them. Don't use them.
Okay.
Okay.
I wrote the exercise
Yes.
and I analyze them for myself. For example, if I wake up late, I'm late for work. It's a routine
Very
or
good.
habit,
Yes.
and
It's a fact.
and
It's a fact,
it's
of
a
course.
fact.
Yes.
Fact.
But if you're referring to, and if you don't understand some part, it's okay to ask it in Farsi, Shirin. It's completely okay, okay? If you're, for example, talking generally about your life, that's the sentence you say. What was it? Say it again, please. If?
I wake up late. If
Yes.
I wake up late,
Yes.
I'm late for work.
Yes. That's a general fact about you. But what if we're talking, it's night and it's getting late and you have to go to bed before 9, but it's after 10. And you're talking about tomorrow, exactly tomorrow. Then what will you say?
Condition number 1.
Yes.
Will.
How will you say it? How will you
If
say it?
wake up late, I will be late tomorrow.
Very good.
I
Exactly.
will be late for work tomorrow.
Yes.
Yes, you
Exactly.
mentioned it in this book.
Yes.
I studied. And we can use be going to instead of will, yes?
Yes, it depends. If you have evidence, then you can use be going to too. Depends. ببینید یه بخشایی از این گرامر هست، حالا به فارسی میگم اگر نکته مبهمی بود براتون باز بشه، که اگه نمیگفتم مبهم میشد، ولی لزومی نداره که از همه مواردی که توی کتاب هست واسه آیلتس استفاده کنید. مثلا جایگزین هایی که برای وود میگم، ببخشید برای اف میگم، لیبل بندیه. میتونید مثلا شما یه دور که کتاب میخونید، چیزی که برش مسلط میشید شاید used to باشه، حال ساده، گذشته ساده، کاندیشنال 1 و 2. دفعه بعد که میخونید چند تا منبع دیگه میبینید، فیلمی تماشا میکنید، یه روزنامه، مجله، یه مقاله، یه کتاب میخونید، بعدش یاد میگیرید که نه، کاندیشنال 0 رو هم میشه به کار برد. چند تا نامه اداری میزنید، یاد میگیرید شدم به جای اف به کار ببرید. بعد یه خورده متنای پیچیده تر میخونید، unless رو خیلی راحت به کار میبرید. خب اصلا سعی نکنید که در همون بار اولی که دارید میخونید، اصلا حتی چند بار اولی که دارید میخونید، همه رو به کار ببرید یا همه رو حتی درست به کار ببرید. انتخاب کنید. با خودتون بگید خیلی خب من اینو الان خوب فهمیدم، قشنگ بر من جا افتاد، به این بچسبید. آیلتس این شکلیه که شما باید ببخشید بچسبید به حاشیه‌های امنتون. اصلا آیلتس جای آزمون خطا نیست. آزمون خطای شما باید تو همین کلاس‌ها باشه. الان یه چیزی شک دارید به کار میبرید، من بهتون میگم درسته یا نه. ولی تو آیلتس هر چی که ازش 100% مطمئنید و میگید یا مینویسید. خب؟ Alright, so any other questions?
No, and the magazine book,
Yes.
everything was nice and clear. No.
Oh, okay.
Thank
How
you.
about the 2 videos? You were supposed to watch the first 2 videos of speaking to.
I did them
Mhm.
in the past,
Oh,
and I
okay.
forgot to
Oh, that's
read it
okay.
again.
Okay, okay. I'm working on the book for the 4
Uh-huh.
skills, but it will
Uh-huh.
take time. So
Mhm.
for next session,
Mhm.
if you're um, if it's easier for you to read the book instead of watching the video, I will send you the
Mhm.
PDF. Okay,
Oh,
but
thank you. Yes.
because I don't have time to work on the whole book, I will only send
Mhm.
you the chapter we're going to work on. Okay, the first or 2 chapters.
Thank you. Thank
Okay.
you.
Okay, so no questions then.
No.
All right. So let's
Mhm.
go to the questions.
Mhm.
All right. Think about all the things that I said.
Mhm.
Think about the past, the
Mhm.
connection between the past to the present time, the future
Mhm.
if possible. All right. Question
But
number
it,
1.
mhm.
Shirin,
Mhm.
do you often walk?
Hello?
Yes, I can hear you. Do you often
Uh-huh.
walk?
Yes, during nowadays,
Mm-hmm.
we are in quarantine,
Mm-hmm.
and we before that I used to go to
Mm-hmm.
the gym,
Mm-hmm.
and I have a
Okay,
lot
wait,
of
wait. See, Shirin, you're jumping from the present to the past. That's not good. Okay? But because you're practicing, it's okay. So I'll ask the question again, and this time
Mhm.
start it properly. Do you often
Mhm.
walk?
Mhm.
Okay, go on.
Uh, mm, sure. I have really
Mm-hmm.
enjoyed
Mm-hmm.
walking, especially in the springtime,
Mm-hmm.
and nowadays we are in the last day of uh, winter, and the
Okay, wait,
weather
wait.
is.
Shirin,
Mhm.
um, I think you're talking too fast and you're not thinking about what you're talking. Okay? So I'll ask the question again. Focus. It
Mhm.
doesn't matter if you take if it takes a lot of time, okay? Because you're practicing now.
Okay.
Okay? So,
Mhm.
do you often walk? First of all, you think about the answer to this question from the viewpoint of the
Mhm.
past. Did you used
Mhm.
to walk a
Okay.
lot or not?
Mhm.
And then the
Mhm.
connection between the past and the present time. So,
Mhm. I have always
mhm.
walked because I have enjoyed walking, especially in the park, and before
No, wait.
the current.
Shirin, why I have enjoyed? Why did you use present perfect?
I have enjoyed
Yeah, why?
connection past
But you didn't talk
to
about
the
the past.
present.
You didn't talk about the past. First, talk
Uh-huh.
about the past. For example, I would
Mm-hmm.
say I used to walk a lot when I was a student at university. I used to walk a
Mm-hmm.
lot when I was a student at high school because I used to study while I was walking. I used to walk a
Mm-hmm.
lot because I used to go out with my friends. I used to walk a lot because I used to go to the beach a lot. I don't know, a lot of sentences. Then
Mm-hmm.
connect the past to the present time by using present perfect. So I'll ask it
Mm-hmm.
again. Focus. You don't have
Mm-hmm.
to answer fast. Right now, you're
Mm-hmm.
practicing. Do you
Mm-hmm.
often walk?
Um, I used to
Mm-hmm.
walk a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Mm, it's last year,
Mm-hmm.
and because I used to I don't used to drive to my workplace.
I didn't used
and
to. I didn't used to.
I didn't used to drive to my workplace, and I know walking is very good for my body, but after the pandemic, I lost my job, and I didn't I don't used to walk during these days.
No. Nowadays, first of all, not during these days. And then this is something else. Used to is used for the past. If you want to talk about your habits at the present time, then you can use be used to, not used to. For example, I am not used to walking a lot. I am not used to driving to work. I am not used to working at home. Things like that. So say it again, please.
Nowadays, I'm not used to walking. I'm not used to walk to my workplace.
After be used to, we use yes, ing form, yes. To be used to doing something. الان عادت دارم یا الان عادت ندارم. It means that. It is different from used to. It is with to be. For example, I used to walk. I am used to walking. Let me type it.
I used to walk. I'm used to.
Okay.
Okay.
Of course, what you're talking too much about this, but just because we're practicing, I didn't stop you because that was a lot for the first part. Now, the next question. The next question. Where do you walk?
Why do you walk?
No, where, not why. Where? کجا?
Where?
Yes.
Where do you walk? I used to walk into the park.
No, in the park. In the park, not into. Yes, in the park, yes.
In the park with my friends, but during the pandemic, we have to attention to social distance and
attention to social distance. What do you mean?
We have to باید حواسمون به فاصله اجتماعی باشه.
Consider.
And
you should say consider. We have to consider social distancing. در نظر داشته باشیم.
We have to consider social distancing, and I have prefer to go.
I prefer.
I prefer to go to place that there is a lot of people.
No, wait. Wait. I have to go to a place that there is a lot of people. Is that sentence correct?
I prefer to go.
No. Don't change the verb. No. Let me type it.
Consider social distances.
I have to go to a place that there is a lot of people. That was your sentence, which is wrong. Can you correct it?
I have to go to a place that
Not that.
There is
Not there is.
no. There is no one.
Instead of that, use something else.
I have to go to a place where
Very good.
there is no one.
Yes. Or where there are not a lot of people. You can say that too if you want to use people instead of no one.
Okay. And since the pandemic,
Yes.
I have walked in my alley.
Yes.
It's beautiful and wide alley, and I walked on for more than 1 hour.
That's a bit vague. You can say, I usually walk in the alley for more than 1 hour a day. Did you say more than 1 hour or just 1 hour?
Yeah.
Okay. You can mention the day. For example, every day you walk for more than 1 hour. Okay. Do you understand what I said?
No.
No? Okay. Why do you say Okay. What was your sentence? وقتی میگید I have walked خب I have walked از چه زمانی؟ البته میدونم هنوز present perfect رو مشکل دارید. شما الان دارید درباره since چی؟ Since the pandemic خب اونم نمیشه. میگید since the pandemic I have walked یعنی چی؟ یعنی از زمان پندمیک که مثلا 1 سال پیش بوده تا حالا کلا 1 ساعت تو اون کوچه قدم زدید؟
نه.
خب دیگه.
Since the pandemic I usually
نه همون present perfect رو میتونید به کار ببرید دیگه تایم نگید. Since the pandemic هم میتونید present perfect ساده بگید هم استمراری برای اینکه بر استمرار کارتون تاکید کنید. Since the pandemic I have been walking in this alley. Since the pandemic I have walked in this alley. Since the pandemic I have been doing my routine walk of the day in this alley.
یعنی نباید دیگه تاکید کنم هر روز انقدر میرم.
چرا
فقط از اون زمان
بعدش میتونید بگید اونو با حال ساده بگید. اول present perfect رو میگید مثلا since the pandemic I have been walking in this alley. حالا میام حال ساده میگم بعدش میگم I walk every day. I walk for an hour every day.
گرفتم. اینو گرفتم. walk for an hour
every day. الان درباره یه چیز دیگه اینو بگید. اصلا walk رو بیخیال شید. من یه جمله میخوام شما بگید با present perfect در مورد یک روتینیه که از یه زمانی در گذشته در مورد هر کاری پندمیک نباشه یه چیز دیگه شروع کردید و تا به امروز ادامه داره یه روتین تکرار شونده و بعد جمله دومتون حال ساده باشه که حالا هر روز چطوری اون کار رو انجام میدید. فکر کنید یه مثال بزنید.
Since I decided to go abroad I have been studying English and usually study English for more than 1 hour every day.
آفرین. Excellent. That was great. Okay, remember that. Use that structure when you're talking for the speaking part. Okay, now let's go to the next question. Do you think you walk enough?
I used to walk more than enough
Okay, very good.
before the pandemic. But nowadays, unfortunately, my number of walking is increased.
No. number of walking نداریم.
تعداد قدم ها.
نه walking که قدم معنی نمیده. walking که
The
پیاده روی
number of
کردنه. قدم چی میشه به
the number
انگلیسی؟ میشه pace. pace. نه foot و اینا
pace.
نمیشه. بذارید بنویسم.
The number of
my paces.
the number of my paces was where
نه میخواید بگید
was
کاهش پیدا کرده. the number فعل ما
increased.
چی شده؟ چی گفتید؟ is نه فاعل جمله چیه؟ the number. درسته؟ پس فعلش رو باید براش مفرد بیاریم. The number of my paces has decreased. Has decreased. میتونید این بکن. بعد اینجا قشنگ میتونید present perfect رو به کار ببرید اصلا. نیازی به حال ساده هم نیست. حالا میتونید less بیارید تو این جمله. جملتون رو تغییر بدید. یه جوری دیگه ای بگید که less توش به کار ببرید. اولین جملتون خوب بود. گفتید I used to walk more than enough. اون خوب بود. حالا بعدش گفتید after the pandemic. این بود جملتون. یه چیزی گفته بود. Nowadays. به جای nowadays میتونید بگید since the pandemic. Since the pandemic. جملتون قشنگتر هم میشه. باهاش میتونید یه present perfect هم بگید. Since the pandemic. حالا میخوام با less یه چیزی بگید. جملتون رو با since the pandemic شروع کنید و توی جملتون زمانش present perfect باشه. less رو هم به کار ببرید.
Since the pandemic, I have worked less than enough.
Very good. Excellent. میتونید حالا present perfect progressive هم به کار ببرید. I have been walking less than enough.
I have been walking
less than enough. هر دوش درسته. Yes.
And I usually walk just 20 minutes in my house.
In my house, yes. Very good. Very good. Excellent. Okay. Now, the last question about walking. Do you think people will walk more in the future?
Will walk more? Sure not.
No, surely
because
not. Surely not.
Surely.
Yes.
Surely not.
حالا به جای surely not, what else can you say instead of surely not?
Absolutely not.
Very good. What else? Surely not. Absolutely not. Very good. What else? Of course not. Of course not.
Of course.
Very good. Absolutely not was very good too. Okay. Do not forget. Talk about the past. Connect the past to the present and then the future.
When I review my different ages, I know I used to walk for a long time, especially when I would go to the school. But nowadays, most of the students
most of the students yes,
most of the students use car, and they don't walk to school. I remember when I was a child, we used to play on our alley, and
in our alley, in the alley, yes. You didn't mention the name, alley. So when there is no name or address, in the alley, like in the street.
Yes. in our alley. Every 50 minutes, you can see a car, but right nowadays there are a lot of machine in the
Cars, not machine, cars.
a lot of cars in the street, and everyone use car, and I know, and since since the machine, the car was invented, people have drove
No,
the
people
car.
have driven.
People have driven the car, and they don't walk. They don't walk every day, and just they walk.
They just walk.
In the
They just walk. Yes.
and they just walk in the park and for fun.
Yes, very good. They just walk in the park and that's for fun. They don't look at it as an exercise, right?
Yeah.
They don't look at it as an exercise. Okay. Let's go to the next set of questions. Okay, Shirin, which languages do you speak?
I speak Farsi, and when I was child,
When I was a
I
child.
used to.
When I was a child.
When I was a child,
Yes, yes.
I used to speak Italy
No, not
because
Italy, no. The language is Italian.
Italian. I used to speak Italian.
Yes.
Since we moved, since we moved in Italy.
No, you don't move in Italy. You move to Italy. To Italy.
Since we moved to Italy. I have spoken Italian language.
No, no, Shirin. When you say since we moved to Italy, اگه منظورتون از since از زمانی که باشه یعنی که الان هم ایتالیا هستید. اوکی؟ ولی since یه معنای دیگه هم داره. چیه؟ از آنجایی که. اگه به اون معنا خواستید بگید بدون present perfect میتونست درست باشه. Since we البته اون فکر کنم بهتر بود past perfect هم میگفتید. Since we had moved to Italy when I was a child, I could speak Italian too. اما خب شما منظورتون از وقتی که بود و الان که ایتالیا نیستید پس نمیشه.
Okay. After we moved to Italy,
Yes.
I used to speak Italian.
Very good.
But we lived there just for 3 years. And after we came back to our hometown, I forgot it because I forgot. And since I took part in school, I have I just have speak Farsi.
No, wait. And
why
since? وایسی.
یعنی از وقتی که رفتم مدرسه، وقتی برگشتم از وقتی رفتم
آها، منظورتون
مدرسه.
از اون زمانه منظورتون. اوکی. Since I no not take part. Since I went to school in Iran.
Since I went to school in Iran, I
have
I've forgotten Italy and
Italian.
Italian and I've spoken I just spoken Farsi.
I have just spoken Farsi. I have just spoken Farsi. اوکی. یه تمرینی بهتون میدم. این تمرین خیلی تاثیرگذاره اگه انجامش بدید. این سوالاتی که میپرسم و چون میگم اگه انجامش بدید، چون خیلی در برابرش مقاومت میکنن. اون تمرینم این هست که این سوالاتی که کاور میکنیم توی کلاس تموم میشه، شما یه تایمی بذارید، یه مدت کوتاه اگه واقعا انجامش بدید تاثیرش رو خودتون میبینید. چون کلاس ضبط میشه، خودتون برگردید متوجه تغییر میشید. این تمرین مثلا الان لنگویج و اینا، همین سوالاتی که من پرسیدم بعد بنویسید برای خودتون، یا اینکه دارید ریویو میکنید همونجا ویدیو رو پاس کنید، موبایلتون رو رکوردرش رو باز کنید، بذارید رو هواپیما، هیچ که مزاحمتون نشه، صدای خودتون رو ضبط کنید، همین سوالات خودتون از خودتون بپرسید بدون اینکه کسی اونجا باشه، خودتون و خودتون صدای خودتون رو ضبط کنید، هرچی دلتون خواست حرف بزنید، اصلا نیم ساعت، 40 دقیقه، 10 دقیقه، هرچی دوست داشتید از زمین و زمان درباره اون لنگویجی که پرسیدم بگید به انگلیسی. بعد بشینید به صدای ضبط شده خودتون گوش بدید. این کمک میکنه یه مدتی که فشرده این کار رو انجام بدید، کمک میکنه هر زمانی که دارید صحبت میکنید، در آن واحد که دارید حرف میزنید، خودتون در حال کارکت کردن خودتون هم باشید. خب شما که خب پیشرفتتون خیلی زیاد بوده، از اوایل پارسال به این طرف خیلی زیاد بوده، ولی مطمئنم که این تمرین رو اگه انجامش بدید همون حالت عجلتون از بین میره. چون دیدم دارید سعی میکنید مثلا با عجله صحبت نکنید، تون صحبت نکنید، این خیلی خوبه، اما هنوز اون عجله رو دارید، مثلا نفس کم میارید میخواید صحبت کنید، این اون حالت هول شدگی رو دارید. خب اینا ناشی از اینه، نمیدونید دارید میگید چی میگید، چون یه سری اشتباههای خیلی فاحشی دارید که وقتی خودم ازتون میپرسم خودتون درستش میکنید، پس میدونید درستش چیه، ولی در آن واحد نمیتونید هم فکر کنید هم حرف بزنید، میره رو اتومات صحبت کردنتون. برای اینکه درست بشه لازمه که یه بار حرف بزنید، صداتون رو ضبط کنید، یه بارم بشید کریتیک خودتون ایراده خودتون رو بگیرید. اصلا وسطش خب اصلا مهم نیست چقدر طول میکشه، برای هیچ کسی هم جز خودتون اون صدای ضبط شده رو پخش نکنید. دوستم نداشتید بعدش دیلیت کنید بره، ولی لازمه که حتما به صدای خودتون گوش بدید. اگرم دوست داشتید یهو وسطش مثلا دیگه من که اونجا نیستم هیچ کس هم نیست، میخواید یه چیزی درباره لنگویج بگید، اصلا همین رو میگید ایتالی، بعد یادتون میره که آقا ایتالیایی میشه ایتالیان، نمیشه ایتالیا خالی. چکار کنید اون موقع همونجا اصلا پازم نکنید، لپتاپ رو باز کنید، گوشی رو باز کنید، به سرچ کنید ببینید مثلا زبان ایتالیایی چقدر میشه، در کمال آرامش، هیچ کس قرار نیست استاپتون کنه. بعد خودتون رو کارکت کنید، بگید چی میشه، اصلا هم مهم نیست چند وقت گرفت. و وقتی دارید تمرین میکنید لازم هم نیست اگه من 10 تا سوال اینجا پرسیدم هر 10 تا رو کاور کنید، نه، یه دونش رو بردارید، هرچی دلتون خواست بگید، هر چی که بهش حتی ریموتلی مربوط هست بگید. این کمکتون میشه اون استرسی که دارید هم از بین میره، هم اون قضیه‌ای که در آن واحد هم سپیکر باشید هم کریتیک خودتون رخ بده. حالا گزارش اینو به من بدید دیگه، انجامش بدید و اوکی؟
حتما.
اوکی. So the next
اتفاقا ریویو میکردم دوباره برای خودم میگفتم اگه میخواستم مثلا یه چیز دیگه بگم هی داشتم برای خودم میگفتم ولی
دقیقا همینه دیگه
نکردم.
البته همیشه معما چو حل گشت آسان شود. خب بعدم وقتی هم که من بهتون میگم مثلا به هر سوالی از جنبه گذشته نگاه کنید، رابطش به گذشته با حال بعد آینده، این برای اینه که همه این موارد رو تمرین کنید، ولی وقتی توی خود آزمون قرار میگیرید آدم به هر حال هول میشه، برای منم هست برای همه هست، و اینکه سعی کنید توی هر سوالی شما used to would present perfect رو به کار ببرید برای اینه که بعداً اونقدر براتون به حالت دیفالت در بیاد که حداقل 1/100 شده یه دونه رو به کار ببرید. یعنی مطمئن باشید سر جلسه آزمون واقعی که باشه شما هر چقدر هم که تمرین کرده باشید نمیشه برای تک تک سوالات اونقدر آدم به خودش مثلا مسلط باشه و هولد نباشه و استرس نداشته باشه که همه رو رعایت کنه. اما اگه الان تمرین کنید حداقل بیشتر موارد رو رعایت میکنید. و خب خوبی اسپیکینگ این هست که اسپیکینگ آیلتس اینجوری دقیق مثل رایتینگ بهش نمره نمیدن. اوورال رو در نظر میگیرن. حالا شما یه چند تا ایراد هم وسط داشته باشید بابتش نمره کسر نمیشه. وقتی تکرار میشه نشون میده که مثلا ایراد کارتون چیه. اما وقتی ببینن شما خودتون رو تصحیح میکنید میگن خب این لولش بالاست. این میدونه چیکار کنه. هرچی این رو بیشتر خواهش میکنم تمرین کنید دیگه اون حتی خود تصحیح کردنتون هم کم میشه. چون همین خود تصحیح کردن هم اگه تعدادش زیاد بشه تو اسپیکینگ آیلتس خب نمره از دست میدید. قبل از که اون غلطه به ذهنتون بیاد به زبونتون بیاد خودتون تصحیحش کردید.
حتما این کار میکنم. گزارشش
مرسی عزیزم عالیه. خب حالا بریم سوال بعدی. Okay? Again languages. What are the common languages in your country? Take your time, focus, no rush. What are the common languages in your country?
Okay. You know, we live in Iran, and the common language in our country is Farsi. But
of course, Farsi
all...
is the national language. We have several common languages. Farsi is our national language. زبان ملی ماست. Okay?
Yes.
شما میتونید اینجا بگید the most common فارسیه. نه که common فارسیه. چون common مثلا ترکی هم داریم. کردی هم داریم. درسته؟
Yes.
Okay, use superlative adjectives. The most common language in Iran is Farsi. All right. Now, before you make the second sentence, I want you to use passive in here. Can you? What are the common languages in your country? Use passive instead of active.
passive.
مجهول به کارش ببرید.
The language, the most common language what is spoken.
Very good, but not is spoken. You should use spoken, yes, but make your sentence again, rephrase it. Think about it.
The most common language has spoken?
No. I'll give you a hint. Use which.
The most common language which is spoken is Farsi.
Yes. Now you can reduce it. Instead of saying the most common language which is spoken is Farsi, you can say the most common language spoken is Farsi.
Is Farsi, okay. The most common language spoken is Farsi.
Yes.
But Iran is a big country and there are different types of
ethnicities.
What?
Ethnicities. Let me type it. Ethnicities is the plural of ethnicity.
But Iran is a big country and there are a lot of ethnicities ethnicities
Yes.
in our country,
Yes.
and if you travel
Mhm.
in different part of Iran,
Parts of Iran.
The language
Mhm.
the language spoken
Mhm.
is not Farsi.
Very good.
For example, if you travel to Kurdistan,
Mhm.
the people
Mhm.
the people are
Mhm.
people speak
Mhm.
Kurdish
Kurdish.
and
Kurdistan and Kurdish. Yes. Yes. Go on.
Kurdish.
Yeah.
And there are some Turkeys
No.
cities.
Not Turkeys. No.
Uh-huh. We have some
Mhm.
cities
Uh-huh.
which there are some cities
Mhm.
that people
Not that.
speak
Instead of that,
mhm.
use another word.
Where
Very good. Very good. Now say it
Mhm.
again. A lot of cities were people.
Um, a lot of cities where people speak
Mhm.
Turkey
Turkish.
and also
Turkish.
Turkey,
Yes.
Turkish,
Yes.
and also you can see some Turkish people
Mhm.
in Tehran,
Yes.
the capital city of Iran.
Yes.
And also we have
Mhm.
different accents
Yes.
like Mazani, Gilaki,
Different
and
dialects. Okay.
dialect.
Yes. Let me. Dialect means گویش. Mazani and Gilaki are dialects. Different dialects. Yes. That was enough. That was more than enough. Very
Yes.
good. Okay. Let me ask you something else. Would you like to learn a new language?
Yes,
Mhm.
I'm interested in learning a new language,
Mhm.
especially some language like uh, Deutsch
Mhm.
and English,
Mhm.
because when I travel to this country,
Mhm.
I can communicate with people,
Yes.
and it's very interesting for me.
Okay. Can you talk about something about it from your past?
Mhm. 4 years ago,
Uh-huh.
I studied Deutsch,
Okay,
and
wait.
after
This is when you can use used to. Instead of studied, which is just simple past, you can use used to. So 3 years ago.
um, 3 years ago,
Mhm.
I used to study
Uh-huh.
Deutsch
Uh-huh.
for more than 1 year, and I
Okay,
got
with used
a
to,
B.
I'm sorry, with used to, don't mention the duration. With used to, you
Okay.
can say when, but not the duration. Just 3 years ago.
Uh-huh, uh-huh,
Mhm.
okay. 3 years ago, I used to study Deutsch,
Yes.
and after I got B1 level
Mhm.
in
I got two.
Deutsch.
I got two B1 level. I
Uh-huh.
got two.
I got to
Mhm.
B1 level or B1
Mhm.
degree, and after that I traveled to Germany,
Yes.
and it was very nice
Mhm.
because I could
Mhm.
speak Deutsch with people, and this type of communication
Yes.
was very nice for me. I wasn't very influent, but
No.
it was.
Wait. Not very influent. No. Wasn't very.
I wasn't very fluent.
Fluent. Okay. I wasn't very fluent.
I
Yes.
wasn't very fluent, but I could speak and
No, not speak.
find.
Not speak again. You used speak a lot. Use something else.
I could communicate.
No, you
with
used communicate too. Use another word. خواهید بگید از
I
پسش بر اومدم.
could.
2 تا کلمه هست. حتما هم بلدید.
آره میدونم. I come up.
No, not necessarily. No.
I put.
No. I'll give you a hint. It starts with M. One of the words that you can use starts with M. We even use it in Farsi. We use the English pronunciation in Farsi for both the words.
Make.
Not make, but you're close. از پس چیزی در اومدن یعنی مدیریت کردنش. How do you say that in English?
I could manage.
Very good.
I could manage
it. What else? Instead of manage, what else can you say? I could. This one starts with H.
H. Hold.
No, not hold. H and then A. Yes.
Hang?
No, not hang. No. Handle. Okay, very good. So I could manage it. Or I could handle
manage it.
I wasn't very fluent, but I could manage it. I could handle it. Yes. Okay.
And especially when I wanted to get a ticket,
Yes.
I could read and give you the ticket very easy.
No. Say it again. When I wanted to get a ticket, I could
read the instruction.
Yes.
Instruction, and I could buy it very easy.
No, not
very
easy. No.
Very easily.
Easily. You need an adverb. Yes. I could buy it, or I could buy the tickets very easily. Okay. Okay, that was great, Shireen. And
thank you.
Yes, you were really great, and I'm sure that you can be even greater and better than this.
Thank you.
And so
with your help, I'm in a good way. I'm in a good path.
Yes.
مسیر درستم.
Very good. Path was a good choice. That was very good. Excellent. Yes, I know you are.
I just have to practice more and more.
Yes. Not just practice more and more. You have to practice properly. Yes. Okay.
Yes,
just
exactly.
record your voice. That is very useful. Okay, just do that.
Yes.
Record your voice. And please give me the report. Tell me what happened, what you did, how it felt.
Okay.
Because I know that it will feel frustrating at first. You will be tired of yourself. Okay? Because people don't like their voice.
I never being tired very soon.
No. Not like that. I don't get tired very soon. Okay?
I don't
I
get
don't
tired.
get tired very soon. Okay, that is good.
Tired.
خیلی خوبه.
Yeah.
خیلی خوبه. واقعا خیلی پیشرفت داشتید و مطمئنم که با این صدا ضبط کردن بهتر هم میشه. ولی میگم چرا اینو گفتم که اگه بتونید تمرین انجام بدید، به خاطر اینکه اکثرا بدشون میاد بشینن به صدای خودشون گوش بدن. حالا نمیدونم چرا، ولی خب اکثر بچه‌ها بدشون میاد که به صداشون گوش بدن. اگه بدتون نیاد و گوش بدید، مطمئن باشید اصلا یه thresholdی رو ازشون ورتر رفتید و یه پیشرفت بیشتری میکنید حتما.
And I have a news.
Yes.
Besad will have interview
Yeah.
to 2 هفته دیگه to 13 روز دیگه. And
No, how do you say it?
he
How do you say 2 هفته دیگه? Don't say this one in Farsi.
2 weeks after.
No, not after.
From now.
Very good.
From
Excellent.
now.
Exactly. Excellent. Yes. 2 weeks from now.
2 weeks
That is good news. Very
now.
good. Very good.
And he this morning he called me and he was stressed out.
I see.
And
you should give him the pep talk.
Pep talk, yes. And I gave him pep talk, but I need someone give me pep talk.
You need someone to give you pep talk. Okay, I see. That was nice. But I don't think you need to worry at all. You don't really need to worry.
Because it's new and it's a very important stage after 3 years challenging and passing a lot of exams. This part, final part,
taking a lot of exams.
This part is the final part.
It's a formality. I guarantee that it's a formality. Okay, you should buy your not maybe. Okay, it's for sure. You should buy your tickets. You know, who else do they want to have in their country? Really? Who better than you? Think about that part. Okay. It should be an honor for them to accept you and admit you as the newcomers to their country. Really? I'm not joking around. Really. Really speaking.
Thank you.
Okay. So 2 weeks from now, exactly 2 weeks from now, you mean on a Wednesday? It is going to be on a Wednesday?
No, on a Thursday.
Thursday, I see.
26th of Span.
I see.
And I'm waiting for a good news for Nowruz gift. As a Nowruz gift.
Of course. I hope that will be your good news, of course. When will they give you the result? After the interview, when will they give you the result?
1 weeks after that.
1 week. Not weeks, yes.
1 week after.
Of course. Okay.
Yes.
So you'll have...
Nowruz.
Oh, that is great news. So you will have a really great new year. That will be your AD. Okay. I hope so too. I hope so too. I'll try to send you positive, I don't know, vibes and energies so that you feel great for the interview. Okay.
Thank you for your great class and your great suggestion.
Thank you.
I'll do it. And we will see the magic.
Yes, the magic, of course. The magic of your hard work. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Okay, have a nice weekend.
Have a good weekend.
And say hello.
Thank you. Yes.
Hello.
Hi, how are you? I just got the news.
Thank you.
Okay. So, okay.
Yeah.
I hope that you'll pass the interview with flying colors.
Yeah. And do you think we could have, some sessions for interview specifically?
If I can help, of course, why not? But what can I do for the interview.
For example, I know what they are going to ask me
Yeah, sure.
in that interview. For example, about my graduation and the different stages that I passed.
Yeah, sure.
And
of course.
for example, yeah, I can talk to you and explain. And, you know, I am afraid of, you know, having a long hesitation during my talk.
The big
And
pause,
I think,
you mean? The big pause.
yes, yes.
Like a bird.
Yeah, the big pause.
Yeah, sure, of course, why
Yeah.
not? If you want, and if you think you need a lot of sessions, we can do this instead of our regular classes, starting next week, if you want. Instead of the movie class, this the newspaper class, and the IELTS class, we can do that. Yeah, why not?
Yeah.
Yeah, sure, of course.
Okay.
Just send me some subjects, because I don't know what they will cover on the interview session, and then I think about it, and I will try and do my best to help.
Yeah, and I send this information to Mr. Naderi.
Yeah, sure, of course, yes, and they'll send it to me.
And
yes.
I want to talk to you about one of my fellows.
Your what?
Her name is Dr. Darabaghi.
Your friend.
One of my fellows.
Yes.
Fellow. Yeah.
By fellow you mean شاگردتون, you mean دانشجو? Because fellowship.
دانشجوی فوق تخصصی.
By fellowship you mean
fellowship.
I
Yeah.
see. Yes, دانشجو فوق تخصصی. Yes.
Yes.
What about her?
Yeah. She wants to, you know, be prepared for IELTS exam, and I asked her to take the test in your website, and actually for the مبتدی رو 50 ساعت متوسط و 43 بود.
Well, it means that she is good and prepared for the IELTS then. Yes. That is great.
Yes,
of course,
yes.
That is great. It means that she must be on an upper intermediate level.
Yes.
Okay. So that is good. Yeah, I'll be happy to help.
بگم با آقای نادری هماهنگ بکنه؟
برای چه کاری دقیقاً چه کار میخوان بکنن؟ کلاس میخوان یا پکیج میخوان؟
جور نیست، ولی میخواد یه جوری بشه که مثلا در طول 1 سال آینده بتونه آیلتس رو بگیره.
اون که حتما. آیلتس که خب میدونید گرفتن نداره، هر نمره رو میدن. چه نمره میخوانیشون؟
اون نمره‌ای که به درد ما بخوره میشه 7.
7. اوورال 7 یا 7 هر اسکیل؟ اوورال 7. 7 هر اسکیل. اوکی، 7 هر اسکیل.
البته برای دانشگاهمون گفته که 6 هم داشته باشیم برای جذب کفایت میکنه. ولی اگه بخواد جایی به یه دوره‌ای بگذرونه اون 7 رو میخواد.
You have to shoot for the stars to land on the moon. دیگه باید اون 7 رو در نظر بگیرن که 6 رو بگیرن حداقل دیگه. بله حتما، چرا که نه. خب من فقط کلاس خصوصی که ندارم، همین شکلی کلاسا. اگر که بخوان همینجوری مثل شما دیگه پکیجا رو داشته باشن، رفع اشکال هست تو کلاسای این شکلی که شما دارید. منظور من اینه.
کلاسای رفع اشکال خود آیلتس.
آره دیگه همینجوری مثل شما. یا توی گروه سایت هم میتونن عضو بشن، حالا هر شکلی که خودشون راحتن. شما میتونید حالا دوست داشتید در مورد
من میگم پکیج آیلتس رو تهیه بکنن.
بله میتونن این کارو بکنن. بله، بعد سوالاتشون رو بپرسم، بعدم اگه دوست داشتن اصلا ببینم چه شکلیه، چون من که ایشون رو نمیشناسم. توی گروه سایت یک گروه داریم برای آیلتس که شیرین جانم خودشون اونجا گزارش میدن، منم تکالیفو میمیسم. اونجا یه خورده صحبت کنم ببینم چه شکلیه، بعد بگم که تو کدوم کلاس بیان، چون نمیدونم الان آیدیایی درباره ایشون ندارم، ولی حتما در خدمت خواهم بود.
ولی لول خوبه، یعنی نظر رایتینگ و لیسنینگ و ریدینگ خودش میگه مشکل هم بیشتر شاید تو اسپیکینگ باشه، ولی خب میگه دیگه استارت هم شکلی بزن.
باشه حتما، هر کاری که بتونم من انجام میدم. چشم حتما. برای
و من دیگه زیاد وقت نگیرم.
نه خواهش میکنم، برای اینترویو هم فقط یه موضوعات کلی بفرستید من بدونم چیه. از هفته دیگه میتونیم شروع کنیم.
به جای CV یه پرسشنامه بسیار مفصلی به ما دادن که ما اینا رو پر کردیم و اون کسایی هم که رفتن اینترویو دادن میگن که همین جزئیات اینا رو به زبون خودتون میخوام بپرسن که ببینن که مثلا چقدر واقعیت نوشتی، چقدر فلان و اینا. من از این صفحات این پرسشنامه که پر کردم میتونم عکس بگیرم به دست شما برسونم.
بله حتما.
بعد دیگه این به نظرم بد نباشه.
آها. چقدر زیاده پرسشنامه‌اش فرمودید؟
پرسشنامه نه، شاید مثلا کلهم یه شاید 10-15 صفحه باشه.
15 صفحه.
بیشتره.
خب
بله.
بذارید من مثلا آدرس ایمیلم هم می‌نویسم اینجا. بریم ایمیلش کنید دیگه مستقیم بتونید برام بی زحمت بفرستید. خودم جواب میدم دیگه. یه واسطه‌ای نباشه.
باشه خیلی
خواهش
متشکرم.
میکنم در خدمتتون هستم. اگرم تصمیم گرفتید فکر
دعا
میکنید
بفرمایید.
چیکار کنیم؟
دعا بفرمایید.
نیازی به دعا که ندارید شما. شما یکم پپتاک میخواید که شیرین جان هست پپتاکو آماده میکنه. حالا برای این چیزام سوالام روش کار میکنیم. حالا من میبینم برای من بفرستید ببینم چه شکلی اگه واقعا لازم باشه از هفته آینده کلا همین کلاسایی رو که با هم داریم اختصاصش میدیم به همین با حضور شیرین جان.
مثلا میتونیم یه 2 هفته شاید کمتر از 2 هفته این مدلی کار بکنیم.
شاید کمتر ببینم چی هست و حتما چرا که نه حتما.
خیلی خیلی ممنونم از شما.
خواهش میکنم خوشحال شدم. میبینمتون دیگه حالا شنبه. منتظر ایمیلتون هستم. قربان شما ممنونم.
بله.
قربان شما. خدا حافظ.